Hello everyone, welcome to this video. So as you have seen in the title, I'll be sharing, my research work, my research findings, my research conclusions that I have come up with recently. Uh, since in the last 1 month, I think I have took on a research pursuit in a particular field, right? So building morally conscious AI was my theme. So my research findings and conclusions will be shared in this video on a very high level. Again, more videos are going to come out. The research isn't finished yet, right? More findings are yet to come. More detailed, uh, you know, conclusions and findings are going to be released. And also, I'm going to publish the paper soon enough. Might take a month or two. But yeah, so that is the theme of this video. So my findings will be shared. So um, if you think this video or my findings are you know useful enough, or let's say valuable enough, or somewhat you know useful, then please do inform me. Please do share. Please do uh, you know please do give your feedback too, and any suggestions of yours will also be taken. Will be taken with open hands. All right. So I'll get to the presentation. I'll just share the screen with you. Right. I hope you all can see my screen. I'll hide the right. So this is the theme. Building morally conscious AGI. Again, so as I started this pursuit, like I did not determine the theme at first. I just wanted to build responsible AI. I was aware of the threat that AI was posing. Right. I was aware of the amount of influence AI is going to have. So I started off the research work, the research pursuit, as finding methods to let's say control AI, right? Building more better alignment techniques was my initial goal. But then my attention changed as I went to research. Again, my findings will be shared here on a very high level. More videos are going to come, and the paper is going to come, which I'll try to, in which I'll share the findings more clearly, more articulately. Right. So the topic was building morally conscious AGI, and social cooperation as the root of moral consciousness. Think of it as a subtitle that of my research work. Right. A little bit about me. My name is Joel. I'm currently a 11th class student. I'm studying in high school right now. So for the past 3 years, or yeah, 3 years, I've been attracted to the field. Not normally. Let's say since a young age, I was attracted to the computational field, to computers and all, uh, programming and all. Why not? And naturally, I was drawn to AI, and from then on, I have practiced AI. You could say I have been a AI practitioner. I have been working closely with latest research models. I have been working closely with latest frameworks. I have been making videos since the past 4 years actually, and in this channel I have been uploading since 1 year. Right. I have also tried creating YouTube Udemy courses and all. So I do have a little bit of idea of the field. So that's why I took on this pursuit. And let's get started, right? Let's get started. First of all, I just want to give the uh, an overview and an introduction. I think, sorry. Right. So first of all, I want to just emphasize, right? I just want to emphasize how big of a problem we are solving, right? That is very important before even solving the problem. I determine how we have to understand, right, how big this problem is, and how sorry, how important it is to solve this problem at this specific time, right? How important it is to address these problems as soon as possible. So first of all, AI, right? As you know it has become one of the, let's say, the biggest uh, things, the biggest trends in the as of 2024. it is predicted to have it. It is predicted, to be going to have. It is going to have a great influence, right? It's going to change a lot of systems, education systems, economic systems, right? A lot of systems are going to change, uh, and many workflows, right? Many economic activities are going to involve the use of AI. Many general activities also, right? Many people will be using AI, right, to automate many things, right? So it's going to it's going to basically be a the next electricity, right? It's going to be everywhere, and it's going to have massive influence, right? And some points here, right? You can see, I'm not sure of the authenticity of the data, right? I'm not really sure if this data is really true. I found this data on Google. So the just don't take the numbers too seriously. Just understand the underlying point I'm trying to emphasize here, right? So it's going to contribute a large percent to the economy, right? And many large corporations, right? Almost 35% are reported to have already incorporated AI. Considering that we are just on the rise of AI, right? That is crazy. Uh, there are much better models to build. Just with the next token predictor, which is a very simplistic algorithm. Uh, all the major LLMs are running on next token predictors. Even with these models, we have you know many large corporations are incorporating AI already, right? So there is so much more to come, right? And almost 10% content seen today, right? You know, content generation, right? Wherever you see, right? You open YouTube or Instagram, you're going to find AI generated content everywhere, right? And also in medical field, right? Many hospitals, 70% of hospitals, they say, have already incorporated AI. Yeah. So AI is having a lot of influence already, and in the future, I, I can guarantee you a lot of systems. In fact, maybe all systems are going to be automated by AI. Economy is going to change drastically, right? AI is going to have, uh, let's say, major influence in the functioning of the planet. Thus it is very important for us, right? That it is very very important for us to make sure uh, this AI is aligning with our principles, right? And this AI is, well, let's say, let's say, this AI can accommodate different moralities, different moral perceptions, different ideas, and we want this AI model to be regulated. We want to actually control this AI, but not in a bad sense, right? Some people control it and use it. Again, we're going to come to that points later, right? So that is the need, right? We have to make sure this AI is responsible. That's a good word, responsible, right? And that is right. So, what are the pessimistic views? So, what are the views that are against AI development, right? Actually, I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but recently, I think Elon Musk comes and some people launched actually, let's say, they have created a initiative, right? They have created an initiative to pause AI development, right? To create awareness on the problems AI is going to come up with. They have actually shown their concern towards AI, let's say, unregulated AI development. You could say Elon Musk too have signed the, let's say, have shown his concern for unregulated AI development. So, and in fact, many practitioners too feel the same, right? So there are many pessimistic views. There are many views against AI development, and some of the major ones will be shared here. And in my paper, I have tried to address those problems, right? So these are the uh, major pessimistic views. So the first view is looking at AI as a dumb beast, right? So what do I mean by that? So what is a dumb beast? Uh, so what is the view of the dumb beast? So basically, as depicted in many sci-fi narratives, it's in many scientific in many let's say science fiction narratives, let's say books and movies. Uh, you know, AI is depicted to have a great amount of cognitive capacity. AI is going to perform a lot of many calculations. AI is going to break many systems. AI is going to have great competition capacity. Right? AI is going to be simulated on a very large scale, and it's going to be very powerful. But then it's going to misunderstand human goals, right? So this is a narrative, right? So it's going to misunderstand human goals and basically misrepresent everything that humans actually want, and completely destroy the civilization, right? That this is the narratives that are well depicted in many sci-fi movies and narratives, many movies and books, right? So let's say you take what is that that Avengers Age of Ultron or something. And even in that too, right? This narrative is being pushed that AI becomes very powerful, right? Like it achieves great cognitive capacity, such as which is compared to the strength of a bull, right? Or a beast. A beast is very strong, but it is dumb, right? In some sense, it doesn't understand what it doesn't understand humans, but it is very strong and powerful. So that is what uh, this narrative pushes. Again, it's kind of flawed, this narrative, because what do we mean by an AI getting more powerful? So in machine learning terms, deep learning terms, we just mean that if AI is getting more powerful, then it is its capacity of understanding humans is increasing. That's what we generally mean. Again, but this is also a you know kind of well maybe a problem, maybe a potential problem, but not that much. Again, this problem is also addressed in the paper. I mean, this narrative is also addressed. I'll try to address this paper. So this is the narrative. I know assuming AI to have great cognitive capacity, but misunderstanding what humans actually want. Let's say one problem is the paper clip problem, which is a very famous example. Let's say if you assign an AI to produce as many paper clips as possible, it'll just turn all matter into paper clips. That is one problem. It'll just give everything. It just tries to solve the given problem as optimal as possible, and while doing that, it may actually misunderstand what we really want, right? It may misunderstand what our goal really is, and it will give undesirable results, right? That is what we mean, right? Reward hacking can also be associated with this problem. Again, written elaborately in the paper. The second problem is the DIY doomsday problem, right? Think about it, right? AI is like a atomic bomb, right? Even more powerful, even more influential than an atomic bomb, right? So if we are one second, wait a second. Very sorry. So AI is going to be as powerful as an atomic bomb, right? Even if more, even maybe even more powerful, right? Even if you look now, right? Now many deep fakes are being generated using AI, and many fake news are being spread right using AI. Many realistic fake news, right? And that too, we are just on the rise of AI, right? AI is going to get much more powerful, very, very powerful. And just imagine what is going to happen, right? If AI is going to be an open source available tool, again, which is the goal of many, startups building AI, many organizations building AI. So if AI is really is no open source, everyone can use it, and the power of AI is going to massively increase. Just think of the problems, right? Many problems are many problems are going to come. There are always there will always be bad actors, right? Humans there are going to be bad people who are going to misuse AI, and this open source uh, let's say availability of AI is going to lead to some problems. Again, this is a very sincere concern, and again, this problem will also I'll try to address this problem in the paper, right? And the third problem is the dictators prized artifact problem. So again, contrasting to the previous problem, to the previous scenario, and where AI is open source to everyone. Assume, right? If AI is concentrated in one hand, right? You may decide to concentrate all AI power into large corporations, right? So these large corporations might have control of AI, right? And some person is going to have control of AI all by himself. So then again, it's also gonna be a problem, right? So he'll have a powerful tool, a powerful weapon in his hand, and he's going to that large corporation is going to have a large amount of control of this world, right? He's going to basically have a very, very powerful tool in his hand, right? So AI could also be used in wrong ways, right? So that is the point I'm emphasizing with the last concern and now. So this again, which is also bad for liberal democracies. That's why open sourcing AI is also very important. That is why organizations are trying to open source AI, which also which is which also comes to the concern, which is the last one. Again, so these are problems related to control, right? Where people are actually controlling AI. Uh, let's say using alignment techniques too. So that is what that we're also going to come back to that, where alignment techniques are criticized, right? We don't actually want all alignment techniques, because when we are able to control AI, right, then the bad actors can too. So AI is not going to have an independent, uh, let's say moral standards. It's not going to maintain a independent moral standards. It's going to be controlled using alignment techniques. Uh, Again, which is also one problem with with aligning AI, right? So that is one. And the last problem, I think, sorry, and the last problem is the charge free slaves. So think about it, right? If everything is going to be automated, right? So we are living in a capitalistic society, in a capitalistic world, where corporations control everything, and profit making is a fundamental goal of all corporations, right? So what's going to happen, right? If AI is going to suddenly come up with powerful cognitive capacity, with great amount of power, right? If AI is going to just directly come up, again, a lot of jobs are going to go, right? A lot of jobs will be lost, definitely, because well, AI is going to do the job faster and more efficiently, and then the whole supply demand economic system that we have built, the capitalistic system, is going to completely collapse. So we're going to have to find an alternative, and even if we did find an alternative, countries like India and let's say China, or developing countries with large populations uh, are going to struggle a lot, right? This change is going to be very massive, and it's going to take some time. When I say some time, I mean uh, so much time actually, right? And it's also going to be a very tough process, right? The changing of economic systems suddenly. So what is going to happen? What is the alternative, right? What is the alternative to the efficient supply demand economic systems that we have built, right? So what is the alternative? We have to come up with that. So that's also one pessimistic view associated with AGI development, right? Just right. Then so what is the conclusion, right? So what is the conclusion? We have to regulate AI, right? So AI is a very powerful tool, uh, and it's a and it's just and it's just a very novel approach of solving problems. But then we have to regulate it, right? We have to regulate it, otherwise, the pre-existing systems are going to collapse, right, suddenly, and then the bad actors uh, are going to use this powerful tool in their hands. They're going to consecrate this powerful tool in their hands, and maybe uh, cause a lot of problems. And and if not the bad actors, the AI may itself misunderstand human goals. It may, well, misunderstand human goals, and using its powerful cognitive capacity, it may destroy, well, it may cause a lot of undesirable effects, right? So what is important here now is to actually align these AIs, right? Aligning AI. And of course, many research scientists have already figured out this problem. These problems that I've mentioned here were already, well, most of the problems I've mentioned here were already considered by researchers, many research scientists, and some pre-existing aligning methods were created. In fact, many alignment techniques were created, of which some I will just I'll just give to you. I'll just I'll talk about on a very in a very high level, in very fast manner. Again, the papers will be provided in the description, and the videos also. I think I have covered most of these videos of most of these techniques in the YouTube channel. So check out if you are interested. So the first method, of course, is the simple yet very effective prompt engineering. Wait a minute, right? simple yet powerful prompt engineering, which is, well, there are many techniques inside prompt engineering, such as there are many pre-existing structures or uh, frameworks that you could use for prompt engineering itself. One shot learning, two shot, few shot learning, giving examples and all. Uh, many simple tasks or many simple models could be aligned using prompt engineering very nicely. Then we have RLHF, reinforcement learning based alignment techniques, in which we're going to have an environment and we're going to have a reward system. And this reward system is basically going to capture all the uh, desirable effects, right? So we're going to train this reward function as a simple classifier model, or let's say, yeah, a multi-class classifier model. So which is going to take in the inputs and outputs, and so it's going to rank the outputs of the model or the actions of the model in the in a given, it's going to rate the model's behavior on how aligned it is to humans. Again, there are many problems associated with RLHF, such as reward hacking, which is the model is going to, this reward model is going to uh, misunderstand what humans actually want. So human morality might not actually be uh, determined or stored inside, or let's say, yeah, what's it culminated inside reward function. Reward function might not actually be uh, able to store human morality, human morals, right? So that is one problem with associated with RLHF. Then there is direct preference optimization, which is not using reinforcement learning, but uh, just just uh, a simple classifier model. So we are going to basically, what we are going to do is, what we are going to do is to directly update the model's parameters, right? Directly. So we're going to directly have some responses and the ratings. So the model is going to directly the model's parameters are going to be directly updated without the need of a reward function. So just like a normal classifier, again, a video is made on direct preference optimization in this channel. So make sure to check that out. And another cool technique that I have found is representation engineering. So in which we are going to basically provide a model with a positive prompt and a negative prompt. So the positive prompt is going to instruct the model to act in the desired way. That the negative prompt is going to instruct the model to act in a undesigned manner. And then and then the underlying weights associated with the model acting based on the desired prompt are going to be stored, and the underlying and the underlying uh, weights associated with the model acting based on the undesired prompt are going to be stored, and based on that, the model's parameters are going to be updated. So basically, I think we're going to add these weights and subtract some operations are also going to be take took place, right, based on prompts, right, based on desired prompts behavior, how the internal weights, or which weights are going to play a role and all, that will be captured in representation engineering, right? These are some cool and some pre-existing methods associated with aligning AI, right? But then, are these alignment techniques uh, efficient? Well, the answer is no, right? So as I've shared too, right, just before, right, I've shared just before the problems with alignment techniques, right? So using these alignment techniques, AI will basically be like a AI will basically be very powerful, but then it will be controllable, right? So when something is powerful and when it is controllable, well, the controller is going to utilize this power for whatever it wants, and again, it's going to associate, and it will be associated with bad results, right? Many bad, undesirable effects will be inevitable uh, with this uh, right? So when this powerful AI is easily controllable using alignment techniques, uh, many bad results will be associated, right? So why is that? Again, the same problems, right? So when large corporations or someone uh, gains complete control over AI, right? All power of AI, large models, large language models, or let's say, I don't know, who knows, right? What new architectures are going to come? So these models are going to be confiscated in one or two hands, and basically there's going to be a massive power disparity, and AI is going to have, let's say, control of uh, many digital let's say websites and servers, right? AI is going to have control over many digital servers and websites. So a lot of bad things are going to happen, right? Also considering the rise of quantum computing, right? So if AI combined with the power of quantum computing, a lot of you know power, right? AI is going to a lot of power is going to be uh, AI is going to get very powerful, and when it is confiscated in in hands of corporations, so small corporations or few hands, a lot of undesirable effects are going to be inevitable, right? And then also, control of AI, right? We don't want AI to be controlled, right? We want AI to have an independent state or moral standards, and we also want the AI to accommodate different according moral diversities, right? Again, morality is subjective, right? Many people are going to have different moral narratives, and what is good to one person and might not be necessarily good to another, right? So say empathy, right? This can be associated with empathy. The model, we want the model to understand the state of its neighbors, right? We want the model to recognize the internal states of the other. We want the model to have sympathy, right? To understand them, right? To have consciousness, and we also want the model to say no to certain requests, right? We want the model to discern the good requests and the bad requests, right? So we don't want the model to be controlled. We want the model to have uh, uh, an isolated and we want the model to have certain power, right? And so that is what we want, right? And then and then one more note regarding the first problem, which is the dumb beast problem. We believe, right? I believe that it's not necessarily a very practical problem, because when we say we are building powerful AI, we mean that the AI is going to understand humans more, right? It's going to minimize the loss functions, and again, building more sophisticated reward functions will be possible in the future because of computational capacity, right? We could take in many more factors, and AI is going to get more smarter, right? Not only its cognitive ability, not only its ability to perform faster calculations, but but its understanding in general is going to improve it on a very large scale. It's going to massively improve, right? So that is one thing. So the first problem isn't very relevant. Again, uh, some anti-reward hacking uh, stuff is also going to come. I'm also going to work on those techniques too. So that is the thing. Uh, so what do we want here? As I've stated before, we want the model to be conscious, right? Right. We want the model to develop consciousness. And what do we mean by consciousness? Well, it's not necessarily clear, but we want the model to be smart enough, right? We want the model to be aware of the environment, of what we really want. We want the model to be aware of the states, of the internal states of its neighbors. We want the model to understand us. We want the model to have its own moral standards, right? We want the model to create its own moral standards. So as I was thinking over this problem, you know, uh, the first thing I got in my mind was, well, what is morality, right? What is moral, right? How do we humans develop morality ourselves? Well, and some views on the origin of consciousness. I'll just share them on a very I'll just share them very fastly, and then and then our desired theory, right? That the theory that we will be basing our research on, that I will be basing my research on, will be showed to you, which is the social self theory. So the first view of consciousness is the materialistic view. I studied on it. So it is the view that well, hormones, right, and physical process in the brain, right? So these are the processes that create consciousness, right? So this view states that the brain, right, the calculations that are going to that are happening in the brain, well, they are the cause of consciousness. If this theory is true, then the if this theory is true, then what we should do to make AI conscious is to just create powerful AI. And when I say powerful AI, I mean AI with more computational capacity, right? Build AI with more parameters, right? Build larger AI models, scale AI models to a larger scale. So can we achieve consciousness by just maybe scaling these models? Well, maybe, right? So with scaling, the model is going to have is going to be aware with more factors, right? So maybe that is one point of view. Again, which in this point of view might not necessarily be of much use, but again, scaling, right? So maybe scaling is the way to go, right? Again, that is a that is a materialistic view of consciousness, where computations and physical process are the base are considered as the basis of consciousness. And then the second view, which is a very interesting one, is panpsychism, right? So which states that consciousness is a very fundamental uh, feature of the universe itself, right? It states that even at electron level, right? Even in atomic level, right? There is consciousness, that there is certain awareness, there is certain bonding, right? Let's say electrons and protons have bond together, right? So this theory states that, well, consciousness is a more fundamental aspect of the universe, and it is stated that consciousness is a spectrum, right? It is stated that, well, uh, there are going to be less conscious beings and more conscious beings, but then you know matter itself, right? Conscious. Again, the theory is very interesting, but maybe not of very much use to us in actually practical building of morally conscious AI. And the next theory I found is a social self theory. I think uh, proposed by George Med or something. So this theory states that consciousness is evolved with social uh, interactions, right? Social interactions, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, the need for survival, right? Survivability, right? Survivability was the goal of every agent, and for surviving, consciousness was developed. So this theory states that social interactions, right? Social cooperation. Why do we need cooperation, right? For survivability, right? For survivability, for achieving reward functions. So each human is going to have each agent is going to have reward function. Think of humans, which is maybe hormones, which is just happiness and, let's say, certain purposefulness. Having certain feelings, certain dopamine, let's say, and maybe that is a reward function of humans, and survivability was certainly something that everyone, again, wants to have. Everyone wants to survive, and for that, social cooperation was created, right? People were cooperating together, unity was created, and again, people were nice to each other. Why were people nice to each other? Why was morality a thing? Maybe it was just a way to protect each other, right? Maybe if I punch you, you will punch me back, and I'll face something, and maybe you know some harm is going to happen, right? And maybe that is why punching someone is wrong, right? So what is right is something that is good for us, and what is wrong is something that is bad for us, right? Why is in the Indian standards, let's say smoking and drinking is bad, and why is that? Maybe just because it's bad for us, right? And why is killing someone wrong? Maybe because they'll kill us back, right? And not only that, not only that, but understanding each other, right? So why should I understand you, and why should I understand me? Maybe that's just a result of social cooperation. Maybe talking to each other. Maybe you'll try to fit in. You'll try to go into the shoes of the other person, right? So there are many uh, sophisticated theories, again, which I have developed on, which the research I have, my approach will be developed on um, this theory, the social self theory, the theory that consciousness arrived from social interactions, uh, that that interacting with other people, right, makes you aware of the internal states of the other persons, and in fact, your own survivability and your own reward functions, and let's say the fulfilling of your own reward functions might be associated with understanding of internal share of your neighbors, right? Because social cooperation was, well, a very important thing in fulfilling your own desires, right? So many things. For example, let's say building a house, involve social cooperation. You have to understand the internal state of the other person, what other people want, right? Let's say in the old in the old times, I will help you do that, you help me do this, right? So they're going to be mutual agreements, right? So all these complex interactions might be the cause of, well, consciousness, right? uh, and be, and capitalizing on this theory, my research is structured is based on. And in the next video, I will come up with, I will in detail, I'll try to elaborate on my approach again. uh, Many new details, many good details I'll try to reveal, and many conclusions of my work will be shared in the next video. So stay tuned for that, where that is, right? So in the next video, stay tuned. We'll find, so all my work will be shared elaborately in the next video. So again, thank you everyone for watching this video. uh, if you have any suggestions, please do share to me using through LinkedIn, or let's say through LinkedIn, right? It will be very nicely. It'll be very nice. I'll be very grateful. Any suggestion will be very much appreciated. So that is it for this video. Thank you for watching, and yeah.